Hi, pre-algebra class. So today we're doing lesson 103. This is actually the last lesson we're going to be doing from the book for this school year. Okay, so we have done box and whisker plots before, but this would be a good reminder for us. Okay, so when we're doing box and whisker plots, we take pieces of information and we are finding the median of the number. We're finding the first quartile, the third quartile, and the upper extreme and the lower extreme. Okay, so we've done line plots before. So take this information. Okay, say if this was your test scores all throughout the school year. Okay, and I went ahead and put them in order from smallest to biggest. Remember, when we're dealing with line plots and box and whisker plots, we need to have our numbers in order from least to greatest. And we can create a line plot. Okay, so our little X's stand for how many times that number appears. 60, I've got 160, two 65s, a 70, a 75, three 80s, three X's, two 90s, and a 100. My X got erased there. Okay, so when we are headed to a box and whisker plot, we want to find the median of the scores first. Okay, so let's take a look here. We go from, we get rid of the biggest and smallest, biggest and smallest, biggest and smallest, biggest and smallest, biggest and smallest. Now I get to my number that is in the middle. That is my median. So what I did down here on this, I created another number line down here. So on 80, I did a dot, a big dot for my median, and you draw a line through it. Okay? Now, to find our first quartile, quartile means we're separating our group of numbers into four pieces, into quarters, okay? So here's my median. So I'm looking at this group of numbers less than my median, and I'm going to find the middle of those numbers, okay? Biggest and smallest, bam. Here is my first quartile, okay? 65. So I made another dot here on 65, and I drew another line through it, okay? Third quartile. You guessed it, we're going to look at the numbers above the median, okay? I'm going to find the middle one of those. Here it is, 90. So I put a dot on my 90. So on my median, I'm going to draw a line through. Third quartile, first quartile, draw a line through. And then I'm just going to complete a big rectangle to make the box of my box and whiskers, okay? Now, the whiskers come from the lower extreme and the upper extreme. Okay, so our lowest number was a 60, that gets a dot. Highest number was a 100, that gets a dot. And then from my first quartile down to the lower extreme, third quartile up to the high extreme, those are my whiskers. Okay, so it's just a way to display data so that we can kind of see trends. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys one to work on. Make sure you've got your notebooks out. Okay, so listed below are the number of minutes Bobby read each day for 15 days. Create a box and whisker plot to display this data. So here's the number of minutes he read each day. 12 minutes one day, 10, 8, 5, 20, 18, 15, 10, 22, 15, 8, 12, 15, 9, and 15. Okay? Now, I want you to think about what you need to do to this list of numbers first before you even begin to create your box and whisker plot. Okay? Hopefully you said that we need to put the numbers in order from smallest to biggest. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. I've written it on another piece of paper here. 5, 8, 8, 9, 8, 9, 10, 10, 12, 12, 10, 10, 12, 12, 15, 4 15s, 15, 15, 15, is that 4? Yep. And then 18, 20, 22, 18, 20, 22. Okay? So this row here is the same as this row, but these are least to greatest, okay? So now I need to find the median, okay? Biggest and smallest, 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 biggest and smallest. I'm left with a 12 in the middle. Okay, so my median is going to be 12. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to my box and whisker plot. I'm going to make a big circle on 12, that is my median. Okay, now to find the first quartile, I look at the numbers under the median and I find the middle of those. Biggest and smallest, biggest and smallest, biggest and smallest. 9 is the middle. So 9 is my first quartile. Okay? Then third quartile. Let's look at these numbers here. Biggest and smallest, biggest and smallest, biggest and smallest, 15. Okay? So I'm going to draw a line through each of these and then make my box. Okay? Now, our whiskers come from the lowest number and the highest number. 5 is the lowest. 1 whisker. Whoops, that didn't match up, did it? And then highest is 22. That's about here. Okay? So there's the box and whisker plot for this set of data. Okay? Okay. So in your practice set, I want you to look at A and B. Do A and B in your practice set. Pause your video. Go ahead and create your box and whisker plot and your line plot for A. A is the line plot. That's where we put the X's. And then B is your box and whisker plot. Okay? Okay. Okay, so here is our set of data. Okay, I went ahead and wrote them in order, the number of push-ups that people were doing. I wrote them in order from smallest to biggest. Okay, the first thing I did was find the median. Okay, all the numbers from, I took off the biggest and the smallest, biggest and smallest. I got to 24 for the median. Okay, and then from this set of numbers, the first quartile, 16 was the middle number. Okay, and then from the numbers after the median, 35 was the middle number. That's my third quartile. Okay, and then I created my line plot. Okay, your line plot should look like my line plot. Okay, so check it against yours. And then the box and whisker plot. Okay, so 24 was my median. 16 was my first quartile. 35 was my third quartile. Okay, I drew vertical lines through those, made the box. Okay, 40 was my upper extreme. 12 was my lower extreme, and those made my whiskers. Okay. Okay, guys. So, the next thing you guys are going to watch is the review for your last test. After you complete the review, the next day you would check the review, and then we will take our last test of the year. Okay, guys? Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.